Yo, Hideyuki here, the Rebelling Rose, the one chain to oblivion, returning yet again with another excellent video. Boy, oh boy, after I did that groundbreaking, incredible exposing video of Steel Ball Run's anime, it got me thinking, what good modern anime is actually out there? Because let's be honest, it's a fucking desert land trying to find good anime in this modern day age. There's tons of garbage anime being thrown left and right. So I brought it upon myself as the Rebelling Rose, as a manga fan, as an anime fan, to put manga down for a second and to look into the anime scene a little deeper, try to find that diamond in the rough, try to dig up that gold. And what I realized is, okay, there's a couple things here. You really have to dig, you really have to do your research, but there's a couple. So I brought it upon myself today to bring y'all the best modern anime of all time. So with this list, we're just gonna go over a couple that I believe are some of the best of the best. And yeah, we're not gonna go past 10 years. That's gonna be our limit. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. First up on this list, we have Dororo. This anime came out in 2018, a year before that garbage Demon Slayer came out, and it definitely got overshadowed, definitely got overlooked, and is definitely underrated in every single sense of the word, man. I mean, this anime was amazing, to say the least. And what's most impressive is that it's a remake of all things. I mean, wow. Who would have thought that a remake was going to be one of the best modern anime of all time? I mean, look at Trigun. Look at fucking Hokuno Ken. You guys could never, ever be on Dororo's level. So Dororo, right? You have Hyakumaru. You have someone that was cursed since they were born, and they have to live with no limbs. They have to attain the limbs themselves. They have to get their body parts back. And the only source of help they have is the title character, Dororo, right? So just seeing that journey that he has to go through, just getting all his limbs back, I mean, man, it's a sad tale. It's a very tragic tale, but a very well written tale. They took a classic Tezuka story and modernized it, for new viewers. They understood what worked and what didn't work with the original anime, with the original manga, and they spiced it up. They tweaked it a little bit, made the animation great, music on point. They developed the characters fully. It could be taken seriously. And yeah, they brought something beautiful. Anyways, moving on. Next up on the list, we have Mirai, which came out the same year as Dororo. Now, when it comes to Studio Chizu, I'm not always the biggest fan of their works. I think they come across like, I want to be Studio Ghibli. But with this movie, it was an exception for me, mostly because there was a lot more passion behind this project, and you could tell the creators were drawing in from their own personal experiences with this movie. And being that it's about family as well, you can really see that they went all the way. No melodramatic trash, no sappy, corny drama. No, just pure authenticity, right? You have this character, right? You have this 4-year-old, and, he's throwing an absolute tantrum because he has a newborn sister. So you have this little sibling jealousy going on, right? And little does he know that he's going to start meeting his great grandfather, right? He's going to meet his sister in the future, hence the name Mirai, right? So, it's just a journey of him experiencing, his family members at different parts of their lives, right? And just getting to understand what they're like, who they are and what have you. And, have him appreciate family more and be glad that he has a sister and not to be jealous of her. So, I think that story was really, really well put together and definitely worth giving a watch if you haven't seen it already. Next up on this list, we have Psyche K. Boy, oh boy. Psyche K, man. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, this anime, showed me something that I didn't think was possible with these kind of parody anime. Because when it comes to parody anime, most of them are fucking garbage, especially like Toku parody anime, stuff like Gintama, just absolute garbage. And there's only a few good comedy anime I can think of outside of Psyche K. You have stuff like Legend of Black Heaven, you have your Cutie Honey stuff, of course. You have Welcome to the NHK, you have Sayonara Zetsubu Sensei, you have a couple sprinkles here and there. But Psyche K as a parody, though? Huh. It worked all the way. And the reason why this worked was it was genuine. It was authentic. The humor hit. It wasn't unfunny. It wasn't dragged out. It wasn't some bullshit. No, no, no. We are actually going to go in and not only make fun of, the characters on the show or what have you, but we're also going to make fun of the stereotypes that come with anime, that come with manga, especially shonen anime and shonen manga. And that's where Psyche K thrives, man. It excels on going the fuck in on those stereotypes, man. And I was glad to see that. I'm like, okay, all right, Psyche K, we are going in on these motherfuckers, man. We're going in on the yanderes, right? We're going in on the love interests that are just completely obsessed with the main character, right? We're going in on the flaming spirit main character that's all about fake positivity. We're going in on those. We're going in on the pervs. We're going in on the stupid characters. We're going in on everybody. We're going the fuck in, man. We're going in on the edgy losers that pretend that they're an anime character, Oh my goodness. I mean, wow. I mean, Psyche K completely shits on all of those archetypes in a beautiful way. And then Psyche himself, he has all these psychic powers and what have you, all these different abilities, but he's humble about it. He just wants to live his life in peace, away from these weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So it's just beautiful to see that. It's just beautiful to see that. He wants nothing to do with y'all. He sees y'all and he's like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, moving on. Next up on the list, we have Mononoke Phantom in the Rain. This is part of a larger trilogy. And this movie came out in 2024, so this is very, very recent. And the last part's going to be coming later in May, so I'm going to be on that immediately. But anyways, back to Phantom in the Rain. This movie was all around incredible. It took the original ideas that made Mononoke work and just bring them into film beautifully. It still kept, the original aesthetic and amplified it by 100. The animation is a lot more solid here. I mean, Mononoke had an okay animation style back in the day on TV. It had its bits and moments, but it wasn't anything crazy great. But the movie definitely improved. The actual character models look a lot more fleshed out. They feel more authentic. And yeah, it's just great to see. Of course, my boy MC back slaying those Mononoke as he always does. He's always trying to find what? The form, truth, and the reason. Right? So, man, just an incredible film all around. Great to see MC back in the house doing his thing, even with a new voice actor, by the way, which, they nailed it. They had Psyche K's voice actor voicing him, and yeah, he still sounds like the original, which is great. The story, too, is very, very laid out, very well done here. You have these two girls that join this clan, right? And the clan has these weird rules and rituals and what have you, and they are such of a sheep mentality, so they're trying to join in and they're trying to up their ranks, right? And they have to learn about sacrifice. They have to learn about what's important to them, because the current Mononoke that's haunting them all, she went through some bullshit back in the day, right? And she had to sacrifice something that she shouldn't have, and that led to her being cursed and turning into a Mononoke, right? And seeking her wrath on everybody, seeking her vengeance, right? So I'm like, if you don't want to end up like that vengeful spirit, you better get your shit together, you know what I'm saying? So they had to learn what was really important to them, right? So yeah, I think Phantom in the Rain did a very, very good job of doing that without being preachy or anything like that. Like, it felt authentic all the way. So yeah, definitely give this a watch, and yeah, you'll have a great time. Next up on the list, we have War of Rohirrim, the Lords of the Ring movie that came out last year. Man, oh man, I feel like I'm one of the only people that actually stand up and defend this movie. But most of the people that I've talked with that've seen this movie, they usually think it's mid or that it's absolutely garbage. And I'm one of those people that say, look here, motherfucker, this movie right here is worth your time. And they're looking at me crazy. They're like, Yuki, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. With pleasure. See, here's the thing about War Over Here. We have an anime and dub. And I know some of y'all might be going absolutely crazy just by hearing that dub. What the fuck? Has Yuki lost his mind finally? Look here. This is the Lords of the Ring we're talking about here. So we're not going to just have your average dub actors doing this. We're going to have professional actors and actresses. So you know that they ain't going to fuck that up, which they didn't. So the voice acting is on point. Animation is great. And you're probably thinking, oh, but what about the 3D, man? But there's 3D in there. Yes. But unlike Mappa, with the bullshit they be doing in Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and all those garbage Garo anime they pumped out back in the day, I didn't forget about that. The mixture of the 2D and 3D work together because one, you don't just see these janky models running around looking off and wonky. No, it's blent together and it's still more 2D than anything else. And yeah, it's very slight, right? So you don't even really see it all that often. Unlike some other projects that studios, especially like Mappa, have done. So yeah, so that checks out. And then on top of that, you have the story. You know, you have Hera, the princess of this kingdom, right? And it's going under siege. You know, it's going to complete shit. And, you know, the kingdom is on its last legs, man. You know, her father was one of the last people to stand up and fight for that kingdom. And once she lost that, she realized, fuck, I'm going to have to do something about this. You know, I'm the last stand. You know, I'm the only one left that can defend this kingdom and bring it back to its rightful place. So it was a very inspiring story, to say the least. And yeah, definitely worth your time. A big sleeper anime from last year. And yeah, I would definitely recommend that. You know, no problem. But anyways, with that being said, those are my top modern anime of all time. Boy, oh boy, it is hard to find these, especially anime that doesn't have a bunch of CG nonsense. But man, I managed to do it. I managed to find some great modern anime that is worth your time, you know, worth watching. That I can safely say, like, yeah, anime has gone to complete shit. But there's a few specs here and there that might be good. Now, y'all do what you want with those. I'm going to be rising back up to the manga skies, you know, to the manga heaven and just enjoying, you know, the greatness that is manga. But yeah, it's up to y'all. But anyways, with that being said, Hideyuki here, the Rebelling Rose, and until next time, I'll see you.